Good morning all. It's now Thursday morning. You can see we've got Will behind us in the forager, just picking up fresh grass again. That'll be a pattern through the summer months, no matter what we've got going on. Every other or sometimes every third day we'll have fresh grass being picked up first thing before we start the day with what else we've got going on. That'll probably carry on until October. See Flynn behind us giving a toot. So yeah, I'll get the drone up and we'll follow Will around for a bit, and then I'll do a bit from the ground on my phone as well, so you can hear the noises and all that good stuff. And then we'll crack on with the rest of the day and see what else is going on. I think Dad's carrying on now. We thought he was going to be stopping, but I think he's going to continue with the George Moat, potentially at a different block of ground. Will's got some beat to drill, and we've got groundworks going on and dung to be spread, etc. So it should be a pretty full-on day. Yeah, let's get to it. I don't know the exact date this field was cut first for fresh grass, but this is now the second round of grass throughout the block. This was some of the earlier stuff done. So you can see it's not a heavy crop like you'd expect from silage, but we would anticipate probably cutting it 5 times throughout the year. Yeah, I'm not sure if you heard that because of the sound of the machine, but yeah, we'd anticipate cutting it 5 times a year, or more if the weather allows. So it's a case of little and often. But it did come on quite nicely after the last cut. We had a decent dump of rain for a week in April. I know that elsewhere in the country, I don't think they'd have the privilege of seeing this sort of growth after cutting in early April. So we've got quite fortunate there. So I did get the drone up in the air and just follow Will along for a bit in the forager. Here you've got him filling the 250 and Rolland trailer, Will Hammond and 250. Took a minute just to get used to the drone again, but all good. You can see there's a pretty decent crop of grass considering how regularly it's cut. And then this clip here is back with Flynn in the 250. He's just arrived back for his second load of the day. Get a bit of a shot of it actually going in the trailer. And as I said before, this will be just a quick hour job at the start of the day before we crack on back onto maize ground prep and maize drilling. So just 3 of the chaps head out, get that done while the rest of them have already started off with what they're doing for the day. We've also got a bit of fertiliser to spread today, so Ant is back sorting out the fert spreader, and it's likely that that'll go on the back of the JCB today. And between Ant and Harry, they'll have a little switch around of tractors and get that job sorted later on. So I'll just fly up in behind now, get a decent view from the back, and try and do a bit of showing off and just circle around the whole thing. You can see there's a track through the middle of this field, so slowly does it over there. It's a big day for my family today. Behind me you can see Mum with my little boy Ronnie. It's the first day he's come to work with me on his own, leaving my girlfriend Courtney at home this morning without him for the first time. So yeah, hope she's doing all right. I don't think she was really looking forward to it, but it's a bittersweet moment, bit of time to herself. Well, a couple hours of working for her actually, but I think she'll be glad to see him this afternoon when Mum takes him back. Just a little update on the maize that is in the ground. So today is Thursday. This field was drilled last Tuesday. You can see it's up in the row. They're all coming up nicely. So it's taken, looking at the size of it, we're at around about a week now for it to emerge. It's been 9 days here. It might even be a touch less than a week, but it is up. And yeah, so we've got to keep on top of the preems. Can't leave it too long to get that preem weed control down. Need to stay ahead of the time it takes to emerge. At the moment, there's only about 100 acres in front of the sprayer to preem. So we're up to date. As long as we get that sorted in the next day or two, we'll be good to go. So here we are in the field. This is the next 45 acres of that 200 acre block that we've mentioned before. Harry's here with the 7 metre power harrow and the 8R370. Andrew's cultivated this ground this morning and Harry is power harrowing behind him. Just finishing off the headlands of this field. If I swing the drone round to the left, we'll shoot on up and have a look at what Andrew's doing, because he is in the field just a couple fields over. You can see the dust cloud behind him. So he is in the other 370 with the Horsch Leeb. We have seen him once in this field before, where he just tested how much the Horsch Leeb really needed to pull down in the bottom corner, and thought he was gonna have an awkward moment, but he didn't get stuck that day. He did say back then this field was the roughest of all of them. I'm not sure what it's like now, I'll have to ask him, but it looks like it's working down okay. So this is the last field he's got to do of this 45 acres. And then there's another 60 or so, 10 minutes up the road. So Harry's now worked his way down along that road headland. You see he's heading straight towards the fuel bowser because he's already on 0%. So he's worked his way around the field, and he'll park up right next to the bowser and refuel. I've just been off looking at some of the winter wheat. I'm now at that last 60 acres of this 200 that Andrew's just started to cultivate. I've just walked up over a couple fields, and they are like concrete. But looking at what he's doing now, he's working it down deep and getting it there. It's just how the power harrow is going to cope with some of the clods of mud left behind, because they're like stones. But we'll see how it works down. These fields have previously had the Simba rip through the tram lines and the ruts that were left from last year, just to level them out a bit. So he's not got to tackle any rock hard tram lines, thankfully. But yeah, what is here is it's pretty well baked out. So I'll just spin the camera around and we'll watch Andrew at his best. Yeah, I don't think it's enjoying it that much. You'll see these fields are a bit green. Originally they weren't sprayed off, as they stayed quite clean, but they were sprayed off at the start of the week. Yeah, they were sprayed off at the start of the week, so any vegetation you do see here will have taken up that glyphosate, will die back, allowing the maize to grow without any competition. I just stopped and had a chat with Andrew, and you'd have seen from the video I just did that the discs weren't really doing a tremendous amount at the front of the machine. But he's just stopped and said that is by design at the moment. He's just trying to turn it over, get the top inch or two worked into, so that he can then use the machine properly. Because he said if he tried to drop those discs into how rough and how hard the field is right now, he would probably end up snapping them off. So he just came down into this first corner to level the field off a little bit, and then he can work it properly from there. You see now the discs are in the ground, doing what they're meant to do. He's just making life easier for himself now. Once he starts doing his long runs, he'll be able to keep it in the ground at the same depth the whole way through. Once he's got the worst of the field turned over and worked a little bit deeper, the machine will do its job on the second pass. So you see here we've got the first spreader on the Fastrac. Harry and Ant have swapped jobs for the time being. The first spreader was back at the yard while the power harrow was out, so obviously Harry usually spreads the fert. So Ant brought up the Fastrac with the fert spreader on, and he's jumped into the 370, gone power harrowing, while Harry's jumped onto the fert spreader. It's simpler and quicker that way, as Harry's gone through all the setup on the spreader and gone through all the tray tests and everything with Amazon. So the easiest way is to swap over and give the Fastrac a bash at spreading some fert. So from there, Harry shot up across a couple fields to start spreading those fields that hadn't had any organic fertilizer. So we're just we're spreading some nitram here, just to make sure the crop's got what it needs. Obviously, elsewhere we're reliant on digestate. Just trying to stay out the way of the fertilizer flying there with the drone. Yeah, so no option but to really take the drone up there. Don't think I'm going to outrun the Fastrac trying to get up there before it. So there you see in the background there's Great Torrington. And yeah, these fields are obviously very green, which we're aware of, but they have, like I say, they've now been sprayed off. So that plant will continue to die even after Andrew's cultivated it, leaving the maize with no competition during germination. We'll just follow Harry a bit more up what would be the near side headland of this field. Try and get a few different angles. You can see some of the tram lines are a little bit rough still, so Andrew will have fun with them in a minute. Some fields had their tram lines levelled out over the winter and some didn't. And Andrew's seat is going to take a bit of a battering, but get it done. I'll just zoom in here and try and get alongside. Drone takes a bit of a pound in. So get back out the firing line. And from there, the Fastrac does a decent job. We'll end today's video there. I've actually just got home and realised that I hadn't done a end to the video. So been a busy day again, a lot going on. Will probably isn't going to get up to the fields today to drill maize, so he'll start again in the morning. He's been out to a couple customers drilling beet, so we've got plenty of ground in front of him, prepped, ready to go. At the moment, Andrew and Ant are still up there cultivating and power harrowing. We didn't get round to Dad today, but he's out with the George moat again, pushing the 410 to its limits. So tomorrow it'll be, again, a busy day, just hopefully being able to crack on and get as much maize in the ground as possible. With the ground worked in front of him, Will will probably be looking to get a high acreage in. I'll keep you posted on what the ground total turns out to be at the end of play tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you tomorrow.